Let me ask you first, what questions did you get answered or do you still have with last night's performance?
I would say the question I still have is about their quarterback. When we're talking about Jimmy Garoppolo and just saying, okay, you get in a game like that where you're not running the football and you have to carry your team and you've got to make throw after throw. I mean, you can put it in overtime and you give them 3 straight throws and we go, 0 for 3 there, or, numerous times you get a 10-point lead and numerous opportunities to kind of drive the football down and make plays. Now, I know he had one ball that was in the hands of a receiver that ends up getting intercepted, but I just didn't think he was consistent enough and haven't seen him consistent enough throwing the football to think, okay, when you get into the NFC playoffs against a good quarterback week in and week out, that you'll be able to beat those guys if other things are shut down, and specifically if the run game is shut down. And so that continues to be the biggest question for me with this football team. I still think they're a good football team. I mean, they shut Russell Wilson down for the most part last night. You just can't give him that many opportunities or he's going to come back and get you.
But maybe I'm making way too much of this, but I wondered about clock management in overtime. When Garoppolo throws 3 consecutive passes, I have to run the ball. I have to take a little bit off the clock just so I don't leave Russ. I have to leave that building with a tie at worst, Kurt. And it felt like 3 consecutive passes. Now I've given Russell Wilson too much time. Am I making too big a deal?
Absolutely not. I said the same thing on the broadcast, is that obviously you want to get points and win this game. You don't want to settle for a tie. But I'm with you. Worst case scenario, you have to get a tie. I was really surprised that they didn't come out with a draw or a screen, something that you complete. And as you said, you try to get the yards, you try to get things going. But worst case scenario, you can take 40 seconds off the clock. So if you are giving it back, I was 100% with you, is that after the way that game went back and forth, and again, knowing the guy on the other side of the field, is that you can't give him 3 opportunities in overtime and expect him not to at least get them a shot at a field goal. And so I was disappointed in that part of it too. I thought could have been much better with that. And even if you're dropping back to throw it down the field, hey, it's not there. Get a check down, get something that you complete so we can get this clock going.
Game on the line, final drive. Where does Russell Wilson rank with quarterbacks nowadays that you would take?
Nowadays, I mean, he's probably number 2, and maybe he's moved into the number 1 spot. I mean, Brady has done it so often, so well in the biggest moment. It is hard to go against him in that moment, and I think that's what separated him and made him the best ever. But Russell Wilson is right there, in my opinion. I mean, he is phenomenal. And the thing about it is that they do a great job of keeping every game close as well. I think we talked about it last night. They're 7-1 in one-possession games this year, and that just speaks to who he is. You give him an opportunity down the stretch, never phases him. He doesn't, usually make mistakes. He made the one mistake last night, and you thought, okay, that one mistake that he normally doesn't make is going to cost you the game. But he doesn't make mistakes either with the football. It's just phenomenal what he does and his ability to kind of live in chaos with craziness going on around him, and it never phases him.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.